on YouTube yet? Or does YouTube hate you?
It's just YouTube takes a while. All right, cool. We're good.
Oh my gosh. Let me hit.
Prinze the Wolf.
Jingle bells, jingle
You're
all
gonna have to pay
the
for that.
way.
It's almost
the first 8.
It's almost Christmas.
I did the first 8. You're allowed the first 8 count of any song.
Let me ask you something.
Trust me, my uncle is president of musicians. What's that called?
ASCAP?
Boom. Paul
Yeah.
Williams. Don't
ASCAP is also something I wear on Friday
Hey
nights. Yo, man.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good. Special Christmas episode today.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Happy Chanukah to my fellow Hebrews.
To your fellow Hanukkans.
Yep. For all you people doing the Hanukkah out there, I hope your dreidel lands wherever the fuck it's supposed to.
That's right.
I hope your yarmulke isn't that yarmulke or yarmuki as it's spelled.
To all my Christmasins, I wish you a very merry one. I hope your Santa God brings you gifts of gold and platinum.
Yep.
And
Booty.
adamantium. And some booty. If you need some little booty, get some Christmas booty.
A little booty. And I am also hoping that, hey,
I'm a
Gage.
little under the weather, so if I cough, I apologize.
That is a cute child right there. What do you got up there in the Captain America? Oh, all right.
Don't worry about that. Let's focus on our shit. That's Gage's shit.
So you have a story that you would like to tell, and then I have a little something that I would like to discuss. But it is Christmas time here.
It is.
Have you got
Mine's
all your
gonna
shopping
take a
done?
while.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited to hear the story.
My shopping is done, but a couple things that I expected aren't here yet. So I'm a little concerned when we finish here, heading straight to the P.O. box, and they better have my wife's crap or it's going to be heat.
How now, I've been waiting for you. I've been sitting on those Ninja Bread men.
Josh got me Ninja Bread Man. I'll show the streamers.
Yo, the Ninja Bread man, I'm not going to lie to you. Those things, as soon as I saw it, now, I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little high when I walked past it. But I walked past it, and I was like, Freddie is getting some Ninja Bread man.
Dude, on the back, it legit reads, Mad Skills, Fred.
Yeah.
It's their packaging. You didn't even write that.
Yeah. No, that's Mad Skills. Which one of those three?
Fred and Friends. That's the company.
Which one of those
Genuine
three?
Fred. I am a genuine
You are a genuine Fred. Which one of those three Ninja Bread men most represents you? I'll tell you which one represents me. Which one do you think accurately?
The one in black and red. He's just going, say it. That's me.
Yeah. Mine is this real stiff looking dude with his leg just straight.
Throwing a high kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy. Your balls are exposed to the guy in white who's doing a flying
But
punch
look, man, I've already
to
kicked,
your nuts.
I'm closer to his head than he is to my nuts.
Yeah, but he's going to be dropping down, wha-pow-pow, right in your balls.
But what he doesn't know is since I'm a Ninja Bread man, my nuts and my dick are already in my asshole. So there's no way he...
They're made.
Yeah, so he can't. They're elusive.
You have elusive nuts?
You know I do. No, you don't know I do.
I don't know anything about your nuts. Cackling fool.
I don't know anything
You're
about
a cackling
your nuts.
fool.
Yo, I want to hear your story. I saw your Instagram story, man. Man, I don't know anything about your nuts.
No, I don't. And I never will. We don't even need to discuss it. It's just waste time. It's wasted time.
It's making me cry, man. This is what you said it, man. I don't know anything about your nuts.
Stupid. Stop making me laugh at dumb shit. Hate you,
That's
man.
so funny, man.
10 minutes of you. You're literally crying, Josh. Get it together, man.
Can't. That made me laugh so hard.
Get it together.
But we do have some things we want to discuss today. I did not go out of town this weekend, so I have no out of town stories for you. But I do have an in town story. But I'm gonna wait because I've been watching your Instagram stories, and before you even sent me that text that I hope you're in town, I watched those videos. Like, what? Where is he? Freddie Prinze Jr. Ready? Go.
Okay. I had a friend in town, Xavier Woods from WWE. His name's Austin, and he said, "Hey, I'm in town for a day, and I'm going to Brian Kendrick's pro wrestling show. You gotta come see this shit." I'm like, yeah, man, I just got to make sure the kids are good to get put to bed, and I'm in. He's got kids. He gets it. Text him a few minutes later. I'm like, I'm in. Give me the address. Tell me what time. 8 o'clock, Burbank Moose Lodge. So it's an independent wrestling show, as indie as it gets.
How big is the room we're talking about?
A little bigger than the room. Like 3 of the rooms we're in now. Maybe 4 of the rooms we're in now. So it seats like, there were probably about 100 people in there.
Regular size ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I already kind of know what to expect because I've seen the poster. And on the poster are characters like Cereal Man. And he's just a man with a cereal box on his head and a mask that goes over it that looks like a cartoon Cereal Man. And that's it. That's his whole gimmick, okay? There's another dude named Chow Mein Charlie. You may say, Freddie, that's kind of racially insensitive. No, it's an actual box of Chinese takeout food with arms and legs that come out the sides, and it can't be suplexed because no human can get their arms around a giant box of chow mein.
Yeah, but so is it all food-based?
No, no.
How did the box of chow mein wrestle? How did it?
With style, my friend, with style. So let me just tell you how the show starts. So I go there, sit down. I see Brian Kendrick, who I haven't seen since I worked at WWE. He was the first promo I ever wrote was for this dude, okay? And I see this guy, and he's like, what? And I was like, bro. He was like, dude, oh, my God. And we have this huge hug. I'm like, I haven't seen the guy in over a decade. So he goes, what are you doing here? Nobody told me. I was like, dude, Austin drugged me out here. I wanted to check out the show. I didn't even know. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's working. Like, he's still putting the set together and putting the lights together and the smoke machines and all this stuff. So we let him work. I go sit down, and some of the indie wrestlers see Austin there, and they're like, oh, snap, dude, that's Xavier Woods. Oh, man, that's cool. They're giving him daps. They don't even see me, right? So we sit down. Here's the first match. Okay, they started out. The announcer is I don't remember his first name, but is Mr. Peanut Butter. Okay, his last name is Peanut Butter. Yeah,
his last name's Peanut Butter.
Yeah, but he's in
his first name better be Creamy, or I'm gonna be mad as
it might be Crunchy. I don't remember. So it can be mad.
So he's a heel.
He's a heel.
Yeah,
and he's got a wig on, and he talks very seriously. Your first match is for the wrestling. I just love the name Wrestling Pro Wrestling. That's the name of their league, the WPW.
It's great.
The Wrestling Pro Wrestling Championship. Introducing first your champion, Sexy Chino. And this skinny Mexican dude walks out with a wrestling singlet that's kind of too big because he doesn't have any muscles. And he's got this like old school like 80s cholo hair. And he's dancing, but he's a really bad dancer. Yeah. And I'm looking at, and his championship's made out of styrofoam. It's sculpted styrofoam, but it is styrofoam. Now, to set you up for this, it is a comedy wrestling show. That's the theme.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So he comes out, and the crowd is hyped. These fans know this guy. And I'm like, all right, I got to get hip to this dude. He's shaking his ass. They're throwing dollars at him. I'm like, this guy's kind of money right now. The crowd is hyped. He comes, he gets in the ring. He's dancing bad again. He trips on purpose, but he trips, falls, does too, and then pretends like he did. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And it's my first cheer. Okay, it's the first time I cheer. Then his opponent comes out. Imhotep.
Huh?
Imhotep. You know, like the famous, like the pharaoh, Imhotep?
Sure.
Except this one is emo, E-M-O, Tep, and it's a goth mummy.
Oh, my God.
And he comes out, and one of his bandages is legit bleached, but only on the tip. And he has eyeliner in an Egyptian style under his eyes that he can't see out of. And he walks out so slow. His walkout, and it's only like 10 feet from where they come out to the ring because it's a small space, and it takes like a minute.
He can't see.
He can, but it doesn't look like he can. But he's walking so slow, as a mummy would, and he never breaks character. And the match starts, and everything is so slow because it's a mummy. And at one point, Imhotep gets Sexy Chino on his shoulders and stays in character enough that with his free hand, he legit keeps it extended and the wrist down like a mummy would have it. And he slams him, okay? Now, at this point, there's a match interruption. And
so let me just see if I got this right.
Okay. You got to kind of stay with me because it's hard to describe what I saw.
There's an emo mummy,
A sexy Chino. Yeah, and Sexy's the champ. And he's sexy.
Is it normal for the championship match to go first?
They're starting the show hot.
Okay.
They're starting the show
Hey, I'm not
hot.
questioning perfection. I'm just asking if this is the normal thing.
So there's a match interruption. And who is it? That son of a bitch.
Hulk
One
Hogan.
of the greatest. You're close. It's Ricotta Flair. Similar to Ric Flair, except he's made out of cheese. And he has this amazing mask on.
No!
It's a huge mask like the sausage races in the baseball games. It's this huge mask, and it looks like it's made out of ricotta cheese, but it's sculpted to look like Ric Flair's mouth just going, woo. So it's constantly in the woo position.
Come on.
And he comes out and he gets on commentary with this big Viking-looking dude named Eric, who's been the commentator, who does great, by the way. And he sits down and he's talking trash about this garbage match and this paper champion and who's this emo-tep scrub. This guy's a bum. And he's just cutting this evil promo. And he goes, and now a word from our sponsor, Duracell. And Eric, the big Viking commentator, goes, we don't have any sponsors, man. And he's like, well, we suck. It's because these guys suck. And so the match comes to its climax, and Sexy Chino's about to win. He's a champion for a reason. The man has moves, okay? But all of a sudden, Ric Flair had Arn Anderson. Ricotta Flair is apparently a member of the Fromage Horsemen. And Parm Anderson comes out.
Parm Anderson?
Yeah, he's made out of Parmesan, as you'd expect. And he interferes with the match. And Sexy Chino falls down. But as he falls, the referee gets hit in the eyes. And I'm down on the ground.
I got cheese in my eyes.
No, it's Sexy Chino. He got hit with sexy. So.
Oh, when you get sexy in your eyes.
It's bad. So there's some websites for that. So Sexy Chino's down because Parm Anderson hit him. And Ricotta Flair runs in and he pins Sexy Chino. And the ref, he can't see. He counts 1, 2, 3. And in a strange twist of fate, even though he's not in the match, all referee decisions are final in the WPW. That's wrestling, pro wrestling. And Ricotta Flair becomes the WPW champion. And he runs out of the ring, robbing Sexy Chino of what would have been his rightful victory. That's just the first match. At this point, it gets weird.
Huh?
They storyline into each 2.5-hour show. And the sexy assassin comes out. He's dressed like Darkwing Duck. And legit without a hat, but the mask, and purple suit, and he's not in that great a shape. And it's a tight suit. And he's got a sweet cape. And he's the sexy assassin, man. And he comes out and he gets on them, and the announcer's like, oh, assassin, and the crowd's hit. They're like, oh shit, the sexy. I'm like, oh damn, he didn't look that scary or sexy to me on the mic. And imagine if Daffy Duck and Sylvester the Cat had a kid. And he starts, and he goes, I'm the sexy assassin. And I go, I'm fucking in. I'm in. He said 3 words, and I'm in. Here's the storyline. And I'm taking over the show. I'm taking over wrestling, pro wrestling, and no one can ever watch it again. And he's doing this promo. And I'm like, well, how's he going to take it over? I'll tell you how I'm going to take over. And he's orphans that are now grown up. They grew up in an orphanage. They never got adopted, though. So they graduated from an orphanage. So then they looked right at me. I hate you. You had parents. I'm like, I only had one. He goes, fuck you. He says that right to my face.
No, he didn't.
But that's how in it I am. I literally went back. I was like, I only have one. So they come out, and I realize all of a sudden what they're doing. They're doing Die Hard as special. They're doing Die Hard, the movie, in between. And here's how you figure it out. He makes a phone call. But instead of the FBI, it's to the owner of WPW. And he's like, I'm going to tell him that he has to come here and da-da-da. And he's going on this thing, and he goes, just you wait. And he goes on speaker. And it rings again. Looking at Austin, I'm just shaking my head because I know what's going to happen. Hold on 1 second. I'm like, yo, you're never going to hit this great bit. It goes about 7 rings before the crowd kind of figures it out, right? And he gives it, and he's like, he's like, he won't even answer the phone. And he goes, well, I'll tell you this. There's only one man who can stop my plan. I can't do the thing as good as he does. And he goes, and that's Cereal Man. And here comes Cereal Man. Only He's got the cereal box head on. You can't see a man, cartoon face. And the rest of his is a white wife beater tank top and the black John McClane pants. And he's the only one that can stop him. And they try to get him, and they throw cereal all over the place, and it hurts his feet because, it's like glass on John McClane, but he gets away. And he goes out this door, and all the orphan terrorists are looking for him. And all of a sudden, he comes in another door, and he grabs one, and he drags him out of the crowd. And the sexy assassin goes, "No, he took one of our guys," and he gets away. And then the next match starts. And the match is what it is. I'm not going to give you a play-by-play of every single match. But that match is also super funny and super awesome, and it ends. And then the sexy assassin comes back out, and he's going to be on commentary because he's taking over the show. He can do whatever he wants. And in the middle of his promo, all of a sudden, the cereal man throws the orphan terrorist back into the arena, and he's in a gray sweatshirt, and he says, "Now I have one of your hostages on it." But the cereal man's, or the sexy assassin's reading. He goes, all the other orphans grab the body. He's like, "What does it say? Wait, I'll read it." And he goes, "Now I have one of your orphan and terrorists. Ho, ho, ho." And he goes, "Turn him over." I don't know why he says turn him over. He turns him over, and on the back goes, "P.S. This is Cereal Man." So now,
That's awesome.
now the whole crowd knows it's Die Hard.
Yeah.
Okay? They have some other matches. They legit have a kaiju royal, like a monster match. So it's just a bunch of people in costumes all wrestling to see who can get knocked out of the ring, and the last one wins. Of course, the Tickle Monster won with his patented tickle move.
What's the Tickle Monster dressed as?
A giant tickle monster. What do you mean? There's only one tickle monster. He's giant. He looks like a rainbow cucumber with arms and legs. There it is. There it is. That's okay. So that's Giraffodon. Okay, and Giraffodon's no joke. He's destroyed WPW shows before. And this is the finish. Tickle Monster's scared.
That's Tickle Monster, the rainbow guy.
Yeah, he don't want no tickle. But he got him with the tickle. He got him with the tickle.
Oh my God, guys, we're watching this
Now he's forcing Giraffodon out of the ring
with the tickles.
with skill, and boom, Tickle Monster wins the battle royal. Now that match, that's actually me recording that.
That is it?
Yeah.
That is amazing, dude.
So the day goes on.
Tickle Monster's outfit, by the way, is like a giant rainbow furry.
Yeah. Like those balloon things that you see at car dealerships is what it looks like. So as the matches go on, and there's one wrestler I do want to spend some time talking about named Dark Sheik, who's a trans wrestler, and she blew me away. Like I literally was
As good as Pop-Tart Man?
We'll get to that now.
Okay.
So I'll get back to Dark Sheik. So the end of the show's coming up. Sexy Assassin and the Orphan Terrorists are still cursing us out. We're just fans of WPW. We're just trying to show love, and they're telling us how terrible we are and how much they hate us. I didn't do anything to any of these guys. And they're in the ring, and they've taken over, but they can't get Cereal Man. So what do? They get the person closest to Cereal Man, which would have been in Die Hard his wife. Mm-hmm. But what's close to Cereal? Pop-Tart Boy.
Oh, Pop-Tart Boy.
They're both breakfast.
Yeah.
So the orphans drag out Pop-Tart Boy, and he's fighting them off.
What is he dressed as?
As a giant Pop-Tart. Yeah. Frosting. He's this really cool black dude.
Yeah.
I talked to him after the show, man. All these guys, they were so cool. They take him out, and they throw him over the top rope, and it's so humiliating. Like, he's like trying to fight, but his little arms just wiggle, and then he just flops right into the ring. And they take him up, and the Sexy Assassin gets it. He's like, "You better come out here, Cereal Man."
Can you give me an idea what Sexy Assassin is?
Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Darkwing
It's
Duck.
like a
That's
tight
right.
purple single, like onesie with a cape and a purple mask over his eyes.
Right.
And he demands that Cereal Man comes out, and Cereal Man comes out. But what Sexy Assassin can't see, but I can see and the crowd can see, is taped to Cereal Man's back isn't a gun. That's what John McClane would have. It's a box of Fruit Loops. So he gets in the ring, and they take Pop-Tart Boy up to the top rope. They're going to throw him off the top rope. They could kill him, okay? They're going to throw him backwards off the top rope onto a linoleum hard floor in the
He'll
friggin'
crumble.
Burbank Moose Lodge. You're damn right, he'll crack.
Yeah.
He's on the top rope. Sexy Assassin's on the top rope. And he's saying, "You see, Cereal Man, now you're mine." Cereal Man's like, "Nah, bruh, I don't play that shit." The Fruit Loops box, throws it nails Sexy Assassin in the face, and Sexy Assassin's falling off the top rope, but his hand's stuck to Pop-Tart Boy's glove. and Cereal Man has to run up and Pop-Tart Boy's glove, and as he does, no shit, I'm not bullshitting you, Sexy Assassin does the Hans Gruber Nakatomi building fall all the way into all terrorists on the ground. They all land on each other. Cereal Man wins. Yeah, Ameris.
That is amazing.
It was amazing. And the last thing I want to say, seriously, is about this wrestler, Dark Sheik. I watched her wrestle, and he is a trans wrestler, and I believe trans in real life too, but so we refer to him as she, and so forgive me if I make mistakes, but this is still like a new thing to me.
Yeah.
But I want you to know I'm making it important to me, because I know how important. I'm doing my best to remember the she and the he. So I'm never dismissing it. You'll never hear me be disrespectful about it, but I might fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
She is going to fight the champ. They call him the mid-card champion, which means like you're like a middle-of-the-road guy. And it's, of course, made of styrofoam.
I like it.
And the guy they bring out is this guy named Darwin Finch or something like that. And he's a scientist. He's like Bill Nye, right? And he screams really loud if you put him in certain submissions. And he's the champ, so respect. And he's in the ring, and they introduce Dark Sheik. And Dark Sheik comes out, and she is dressed the way a female wrestler would dress. Yeah. But you can see that her physiology is clearly a man.
Yeah.
And she has this crazy, awesome jawline, right? Like a Superman jawline. Yeah. Like the dude who actually plays now in The Witcher, and people are like, he's too pretty to be like, can you beat that? Like, people are legit. Yeah. They can't criticize his work. They're like,
handsome.
He just fuck.
Stop being so handsome.
That's all they can say. Yeah. So Dark Sheik gets in the ring, and they give us like a 20-minute match. And there were two like legit matches where you were seeing indie guys and girls like doing their thing, right? And this was one of them. And they gave us a 20-minute match, and it never was like, how long is this going, or any of that kind of crap. It was just flowing. And Dark Sheik won. And I was talking to a buddy of mine the next day about her, and he used to work with me at WWE. We were writers, and I was like, yo, there are very, very few wrestlers I've come across who know who they are as well as they know who they want their character to be. Like, they know themselves as well as they know the character. A lot of them are just having gimmicks, characters assigned to them. Mm-hmm. And then the expectation to that as much as you commit to your real life. And they're like, man, I had 23 years being me. I had 6 minutes being this shit you just threw in my face. Yeah. How am I supposed to, can I get 23 years? No, you have to get to you're back down to the minor leagues. Fuck! It's such a rough environment for them to succeed in. So when I see someone who owns it, I know it. And so I'm talking to my buddy. I said, on the microphone, she was completely confident. The crowd, and there were some scumbags in the crowd, okay? Yeah. They showed her so much respect. And this is to get into today, and it's a long story long, but when you're an artist, and I can't guarantee the level of success can, but when you have the ability to know yourself and be true to that, and not allow other people, meaning audiences, studios, directors, to define who you are, you will succeed. And when I say succeed, you will be happy and satisfied. I'm not saying you'll be world famous. I'm not saying you'll be mid-card famous. I'm not saying you'll be any level of famous, but you will be a successful artist because you will be representing you, and it just gives you a different kind of confidence. And I see so many artists' jobs they've taken, and I've seen so many artists stick their chin out in defiance. You don't need either of that. You just need being you. Yeah. And this wrestler, Dark Sheik, did that, and it made me go, damn, have I never even done that? And I've been doing this shit 20 years. Like, it was that kind of a moment where I saw, and you know how hard it is to get, and then how hard it is to get over wrestling with a gimmick, and then how hard it is to get over in wrestling with a gimmick and be a fucking trans wrestler. And everyone in there was like, yep. And I don't know, you can never define it. And I didn't work in the wrestling business that long, all right? A little over a year and a half total, over a 2.5 year span. But I know it when I see it. She has it.
And she wrestled. Who did she wrestle?
She wrestled Darwin Finch. I think Finch was his last name. He was like the Bill Nye guy. And I tried to get a...
But she wrestled a man.
Yeah. And it was sick. Also, during the Chow Mein Charlie match, the China...
Yeah.
I tried to get an MSG chant going, but they didn't go for it.
Well, let me ask you a couple questions about this PW.
You guys can follow them on Instagram or on Twitter, and they do monthly shows. And I would encourage anyone to go see this if you're down to see some crazy vaudeville shit.
Let me ask you a question about the pro wrestling.
Yeah.
First of all, looking for any managers?
Okay, well, this is what I wanted to say.
Because I would hop on and manage and hop on a mic for fun, just to work, just to have fun.
I think they would be way down for that, but it might even be a place for Alexander Slamilton.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
It might be the great one, Alexander Slamilton.
Oh,
cuts the promo of a lifetime and beyond.
That would be. Now, would you wrestle?
No, I would just like intro someone.
Yeah.
I can't do what they do.
I would have to think of a good manager, wrestler.
What about Lip?
The Lip.
Let me just cut him off with some obnoxious lip remark, and then it would be a good little gimmick.
Whatever, kid.
But I'm telling you, at the end of that, I was like, man, there could be a Slamilton promo in there somewhere.
I think we should maybe approach your guy.
Brian would be down. Dude.
We should approach your guy.
They're a good group of guys and girls, man. This girl, Ruby Ray, and the match started. It was like a no DQ match, so everybody the audience, it may be a good time to take them out. Like he never played character, dude. Peanut butter was money. And here comes your first contestant, whatever he says, the great Branzino. And it's like you hear this wizard music.
The fish?
No, well, that's the gimmick, but he's a wizard. And here he comes down with his huge beard, and nobody loses their masks. I don't know how. Like, some of it's slower wrestling to be funny, but everyone's masks and gimmicks stay on. It's amazing. But this one was the funniest. So he comes down with this dude walking on his damn knees. So it took him so long that the music they had looped and had to come again. And he hobbles his ass in the ring out. Like, there's no way. And he's supposed to wrestle Chow Mein Charlie, the box of Chinese food.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how is this mess? As you know, the magic flu has been going around, and the more powerful you are, the more powerful the magic flu is. So you can only imagine the type of pain I'm able to be in this no DQ match, but I will be commentary, and I have a replacement. Allow me to my daughter, the great Branzina. And his daughter is Ruby Ray. She's an indie wrestler. She's this big chick who can body slam fools. Comes down and she has a beard on too, just like her dad.
She did?
Yeah. So she gets in the ring, and the gimmick in the match, she can't do anything to the box of Chinese food. And the box of Chinese food starts winning, and all of a sudden, the great Branzino from damn spell, and it hits the box of Chinese food, knocks him down. And the daughter looks over and she's like, "Are you helping me?" And he's like, No, I think you're doing great. On helicopter parent, like, screaming at him. And they'll yell back to you, and the match continues, and he casts a turtle spell, but the box of Chinese food ducks, and he turtles up, and she can't move. It like freezes her, and she falls on her back. And the damn Chinese box beats her. And she chews out her dad for interfering in her debut match, and she storms off. And he's like, "My darling, I'm so sorry."
That is amazing.
He hobbled out on his damn knees. I just about had a heart. It was such a great show. Man, I watched a dude, red Baron hat, and come out with a little toy playing on his back. And I'm like, what kind of horse shit? That was another gimmick match. Nah, this dude had moves, bro. And his finisher he hit was called a Shining Wizard. It's a move out of Japan. It's like a running, flying drop kick while your opponent's on their knees and you kick him in the face, basically. Shit, bro.
Did it?
I was like, dude, I saw that guy's nose. It was so sick.
That's amazing. I'm so bummed I can't be there for the next one.
2.5 hours, I had a smile on my face, ear to ear. At the beginning, it was like, what is this?
Would it be okay for me to smoke weed while I was there?
I'm sure they wouldn't care. Not inside.
No, but like.
But I'm sure they would. It's California. I'm sure they wouldn't care.
No, do you think I would enjoy myself more or less high?
I think you go to most things where you want to be entertained. I think you take an edible.
Yes.
So I would do the same thing with this.
Okay.
And just open your mind and be like.
Now, suppository edible or no?
Just do the normal one. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you know, I like to have all
You're
my
my
options
guy,
open.
man, so I support you.
I like that. I have a couple of.
What?
I've made a decision. Now, first of all.
No more kids?
Yeah. Yeah, I've just decided that no more kids.
Just now.
Yeah, just a couple things. Do you know that on my computer, I have, now you're like, whoa. This is not going to be gross.
Are you sure?
Positive. On my computer.
It's usually
Ken's
gross.
got some massive, look at those calves. Stop right there, Ken.
Damn, son.
Look at that.
Like you a mountain biker,
Look
bro?
here. What the fuck?
Like a Sherpa.
Yo,
those-
Ken's got some Sherpa calves.
Those Sherpa calves, dog. Dwayne Johnson
Yeah,
would be
dude,
like,
look at those.
what do you do for those calves?
That, my man. So, you know, on my computer, man, I've always kept a list of people who I felt slighted,
Grievance list.
who I felt in this town disrespected me or told me I would never make it.
List? Dude, that's hardcore.
List. And if I felt like I was slighted in the week, I would just open my computer and look at the list.
That's some motivation right there.
And, you know, sometimes people get crossed off. Some people have been on that. Because it's very that I feel like I need to do
This is
to
such
cross
a
them
real
off.
conversation
All right?
right now. It's awesome, but it's kind of scary.
Okay, so I had list, and I decided that's not where I should be putting my energy anymore.
Are you deleting the list?
I'm getting rid of the list.
You're taking the negativity out. That's good.
I'm taking the negativity out.
That's your brain. That's your space.
Yes.
Don't let them exist in there.
Yes, that's what, because
Fear motivates just as well as hate.
Yes.
And I can give you a lot of shit to be afraid
oh no, I'm on board for that, man.
We've been in this business long enough.
I'm
We know.
more for that. Yeah. But for me, that's what it was I readjusted. I was like, wait a second. I'm not beating them. The fact that they're still on my computer means they're in my head.
Yeah.
These people don't think of me.
And take that out.
Yeah.
It's not about competition, man.
No.
It
It
sounds
wasn't
selfish.
competition. It's not competition.
Oh, yeah, the slights. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to-
it was more like, or you don't think I can do this, or you said I would never do this.
Oh, my gosh. I kind of want to see the list,
Yo.
but I kind of don't.
There was a guy.
Because if I see the list, I can't be nice to the people on the list and mean to some people that I might just be meeting for the first time. Like, nice to meet you, Freddie.
What'd you say? Let me tell you something. There was some people on the list who okay, there was one guy on the list. I wrote a script. He was my agent at the time. And he wrote back, hey man, nobody's gonna buy this.
Yeah, it's cold.
I sold the script.
Notes though, huh?
No notes.
Just nah.
Hey,
Nobody's
he was
gonna
like,
buy
no
this.
one's gonna buy it. I sold it, right? And I remember this is the one that stuck out.
That should have been when you removed him from the list on that very day.
Yeah, I removed him, but I could not resist sending him the confirmation of the sale.
That's pretty sweet, though. I ain't mad at you
Yeah.
for that, bro.
But you know what he sent back?
Huh.
I'm happy for you. And I was like, yeah, these guys aren't thinking about.
It's
Do you know?
all business for them.
Yes.
It's very rarely.
Yes.
Their personal beefs are with each other in their own agent club. It's rarely with talent. 'Cause they
And-
just see us as money.
Yeah, honestly,
Most of the time.
I was just like, you know what? And I'm happy that he told me, I'm happy that he told me that he didn't think that. Instead of blowing smoke up my ass, like all this. So
yeah, you want an agent who wants to help shape things, not somebody who's just like boo.
What my big thing was, yeah. So now when I talk to my agents or I find new reps, I always tell them, hey, you're not my gatekeeper. It's not up to you to decide whether this goes out. I'm giving it to you.
That's the way you need to start those
relationships. It's going out.
You know, back in the day, I've been reading Pam Grier's biography. I've been talking to her a lot lately, but I've been reading her shit a lot, and she talks about the days when the relationship was understood that the agent was the employee.
Yeah.
And that you were the president of your company. And
yeah,
they
how it should be.
For you, and that she would talk about how her manager went to every single meeting with her to sort of establish those guidelines from Jump Street. And my uncle, who was my dad's manager, Pam used to be together, always sort of told me that philosophy as well. Establish right away, Freddie. They work for you. You're the one paying them. When they start paying you, then you'll do what they say. And I even had to say that one time to an agent. And I said it just like my uncle did. And he got super pissed. And and I thought it would be like one of those grudges, like you're saying on a list, but it was an agent, and 2 years later he tried to re-sign me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I think it's important, especially in the art world, to remember, like if you're a sculptor, if you're a painter, if you're an actor or playwright, whatever your skill is, don't be rude, but that art that you create, that you're talking to someone who owns an art gallery too, that those sculptures you made, those paintings you made, that's your business. That's your life. Like, you want to be polite and respectful and courteous and professional. You can accept notes and never professional way. You don't have to, I would never do that. Like, so you have to play a little bit of a game, but stay true to yourself and believe in that philosophy of you being the president of that sort of CEO of you, if that makes sense.
100%. And the other thing I wanted to say to everybody, and this is important for me also. Every year, Beth and I go down and help those families down there, right? Man. And so we did that again this year. And I will tell you, nothing is as good a reminder, everybody, that things could be worse, or that some things that you complain about aren't worth complaining, than when you go and you help people who have nothing. We used to help these 4 houses that had that fostered only teenage boys. And I remember talking to these were kids from South Central and East LA who they took out of there up to the mountains and the foothills. Yeah. Because they needed to take them far enough away so the gangs and their parents wouldn't come get them. They were trying to remove them from situations, right? Yeah. And I remember, and they always made these kids write us thank yous. And I remember this one kid wrote a thank you letter to me that said, thank you for the things we gave him. He was 15. Nobody's ever given me a present before. Yeah. And I was like, what? I had one kid, the first 2 years I wouldn't accept presents from me. He was like, I don't know you, man.
I get it.
He was like, I don't know. What are you giving me shit for? Like, you're a strange white dude giving me presents. I'm going to go ahead and pass on that.
Yeah, it's hard to trust, man.
And so when we went down this year and went down there, here's a couple things it reminds me. That when you give to these people who are in need, part of it is for them feeling like they're not being forgotten. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's always the most rewarding part of my entire year going down there. And so the other thing that we're going to do going forward, I think Beth and I are going to do a little more volunteering.
That's good,
It really filled me up. Really filled me up in a way that every year it reminds me, oh yeah, man, do more of that. It's important to do this more than just around the holidays.
Sarah does it year round. She's much better at it than I am.
But you're involved with the Boys and Girls Club, dude. I know you hooked them up.
I do some things, but I could definitely be more involved. I just don't like people. Yeah. But I do things in other ways.
I do.
Sometimes to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect. Sarah's definitely better at it than I am, and I see the feeling of pride she gets. Bill Gates told a crazy story of when he had nothing, and he was just coming up, and he was in New York, and he went to this newspaper guy. He wanted to buy a newspaper, and he didn't have any money, and the guy said, take the newspaper. I'll give it to you for free. Take it. I want you to have it. And he got the paper, and a few months later, he went back to New York again, and just trying to hustle and grind. And again, he didn't have any money, and the guy gave him a paper again. And after he made it and blew up, he had kind of like a vision of him, and he was like, yo, I'm going to find that dude that gave me that newspaper. And so he flew back to New York, and he went back, he sought him out, and he found him still selling papers. And he said, hey, man, do you know who I am? And he said, yeah, you're Bill Gates. And he goes, yeah, but do you remember me? And he said, yeah, I do. I gave you a news. He said, Bill said, you gave me a newspaper when I didn't have it. And the guy goes, no, I gave you two. And
Yeah,
and
man.
Bill says, yeah, he goes, you did. So I'm here, and I want to tell you, I want to grant any wish that you want. Anything that you want, I'll give you. A house, a car, comfort for the rest of your life, anything. And the guy goes, I don't want anything. To you, I had nothing. Because that's for me. He was like, that's what makes me. He goes, I don't need anything. It's easy for you to give money when you have it.
Yeah.
He goes, what the lesson is to give money when you don't. He goes, I'm not trying to insult you or disrespect you, but I'm satisfied. I'm happier. And Bill Gates was just sitting there kind of blown away. The question, he gave this long story because someone asked him, is there anyone in the world richer than you? And he said, yeah, there's one guy. And then he told that story. And he was like, because it wasn't about wealth to him. It was about happiness. And that's what made him happy.
It's so amazing, man. It's,
he didn't have shit.
Yeah. It's so amazing. I gotta just say thank you to Puma. They probably gave me 100 pairs of shoes this year to hand out.
That's cool.
And so Beth and I also have just been driving around LA with shoes in the car and just handing them out to people and to see the look on people's faces, the unsolicited. Listen, I always thought about this. If I was homeless, the hardest thing, I've told you this story before, man, when I was on something called WIC out here, which is a program for people with kids to get like formula, diapers, shit like that. And I remember being in Ralph's, which is the grocery store out here. It was the first time I went, and just going and grabbing the stuff on this program. I wasn't looking people in the eye. I was ashamed. And this woman was like, hey, let me get that for you. And I was like, nah, I can't. Because then I just can't. That's pity. Like I can't do that. So it's hard. A lot of the people, guys that you see on the streets, their pride, believe it or not, they have pride in themselves.
Oh, yeah, man.
And asking for things. So to be able to, unsolicited, to be able to do this is such a blessing, and such a huge thanks to Puma and the other people that donated this year. But like, I would say to you, like, this year I didn't reach out, and all the stuff that we bought on our own, because I was like, I want to do this. I'm not gonna. What I did this year was like,
got that YouTube money now, bro.
But you know what I did? Every $6 coffee that I used to buy,
yeah,
I just didn't. And every little thing I just didn't. And I added it up over the year, and I was like, this is the chunk of money that I saved that I can now spend on these people.
I saw some crazy statistic. I'm going to get the number wrong, but I think it was like the average person spends $9,000 a year on coffee.
Something like that, probably.
Yeah, coffee.
The people who drink them.
Yeah.
It's because if you go to Starbucks and let's say you go 5 times a week, and let's just say with tip you spend $5.
You're already too far down the math road. I don't even want to play this anymore.
It's $25 a week. And $25 a week is $100 a month. It's still a lot. $100 a week.
See?
125 times 4 is 400. It's $500. That's $500 a month. That's like $6,000 low end.
You learn this lesson like once a year on the podcast.
$6,000.
We don't do math.
No, we don't. But still, it was a great lesson, and I didn't miss any of those fucking $6 coffees. But yo, this little kid made Beth cry yesterday.
Oh God!
It was beautiful, man. And so if anybody has a chance to even volunteer, even if you don't have money, man, your time is money. And if you have some free time to go volunteer and just to help people who are less fortunate than you, it's the season. But also, you know what else is good? To do it in February and March and April. And I got to remember to do that
It
too.
is. Do you want to do a Mount Rushmore?
I do.
Do you already have one?
I have an idea.
I have one too.
Let's hear it.
You first.
Favorite holiday songs. It can be Chinooka. It can be a rap song. Anything.
Trying to weaken your argument.
Hit me.
Here's mine. Best 4 Christmas characters from books, movies, that kind of space.
Okay. Be specific with Christmas characters. Like
So it
I
could
could
be-
do.
Whoever you've seen in a movie or read in a book. It could be Ebenezer Scrooge. It could be motherfucking Frosty.
But
Could
it could
be-
be like Will Ferrell from Elf.
It could be him from Elf. It could be
Okay.
Tim Allen, Santa Claus,
Yep.
Republican Santa.
Got it.
Anybody you want, man.
Can I go first?
If you're that cocky.
Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat. Hey, Heat Miser.
From the claymation, the stop motion.
Bring me up some. You see,
Dude,
that's who
Heat Miser
Gauge
was
looks like.
money.
Gauge looks like the Heat Miser.
With
Can you
that
bring up the
heat,
Heat
man.
Miser? This is my favorite, without a doubt. My favorite character, my favorite holiday show movie growing up.
Yeah.
Was with the claymation Heat Miser, Freeze Miser.
That was in the olden days.
Yeah, we had just gotten to TV.
You said yeah.
Yeah, we had just gotten to TV. They
Just
just
got off that radio show.
they just started doing talkies, and
Finished season 8 of The Shadow on radio. Tune in next week.
there he is. Come on, my man, the Heat Miser.
That guy looks nice. He's got some fire for hair. He's got a big red nose, a big round fat face, and an eternal frown.
Gauge, he looks like a cross when you had your orange hair. He looks like a cross between you and Ken.
No, that's him and Paul Giamatti, bro.
Yo, you. Yeah, it looks like if you got. We should put up a picture of Gauge and
No,
Ken.
put up a picture of Paul Giamatti
Yeah.
right next to that, and that's who could play that.
Yep. Okay, I got Heat Miser as number 1.
Okay, my number 1 is as animation progressed, because I'm considerably younger than you. Are you okay? You took a deep breath.
I just needed a deep breath because I'm so old.
Oh, got you. The Grinch.
Oh yeah, which one?
The original Grinch, not the movie, the cartoon.
Okay.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yep.
He was the man. He was a bad guy, and you rooted for him. And that's a slick trick. That's hard to pull off.
Him too.
Man. Yes, well,
Okay.
but I would pull more for Grinch because that was like my generation.
All right.
And his heart was like 3 sizes too small, man.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, give me it.
Bill Murray and Scrooged.
That was mine. I was going to say it first.
Come on, that's not
No
close.
way.
He looks like Ken and Gauge. I say Bill Murray, Scrooge. Come on. As far as Christmas movies, holiday movies, the fact that this is not mentioned more often is a crime.
People are sleeping on it.
He was, man, when the death was in the elevator.
It's legit one of his best performances.
When
He
he says to
out of
death,
his
hey,
mind in
take
this
it easy.
movie.
Back up, big man.
I may look like this, but I still have the chance. He was so good.
Yeah, back up, big man. I love back up, big man. Makes me laugh every time. So,
Okay, that's a great one.
by the way, I got Star Wars in the mail.
In the mail, what do you mean?
Screeners. They sent out Star Wars as a screener.
That's weird. I don't have that one.
I was blown away.
Well, good. Well, let's talk about
Okay,
Christmas
sorry.
movies, you weirdo.
I forgot. I forgot. I just wanted to ask if you got one.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second one will also be from the Scrooged movie, but it's going to be The Ghost of Christmas Present. And it was played by, what is her name? Not Madeline Kahn.
No, but she was on Taxi. I know exactly what you're talking about.
who
She's
I'm
got
talking-
that voice.
And
I
she
love her.
talks like this.
She was great.
And they have this scene in that movie. It's my favorite scene in the movie where she's going to take him to another place in the present. They're going to kind of like transport there.
Mm-hmm.
And so she blows this glitter and it blows this X right on his cheek. And he thinks he's going to get a kiss and they're going to teleport there. And she comes up and she slams him in the face with a toaster.
Yeah.
And they drop. And he goes, why did you hit me? And she goes, sometimes you have to slap them in the face to get their attention. And he goes, that's fine. Slap me in my face. But you hit me. Or no, he goes, this is what I messed up the joke. He goes, she kicks him in the balls. And he goes, fine, slap me in the face, but you kicked me in the bleh. And she grabs his lip and just drags him into the house. And at the end of the scene is when she smacks him with the toaster and he wakes up in the sewers and he legit just looks up and goes, the bitch hit me with a toaster. She got to have so much fun doing that. And every scene she's in, all she does is beat the shit out of Bill Murray in every single frame of the movie. I love Scrooge. It's way underrated. I can't remember the woman's name. It's not Madeline Kahn. But
What's her name, Gauge? Do you know? The woman who was in Scrooge.
The Ghost of Christmas Present. Carol Kane.
Good one.
Thank you very much.
Okay, for me, this is also a no-brainer from Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack.
He's pretty badass.
I'm going to tell you something. It is my daughter's favorite movie of all time.
This is Halloween.
It was such a genius cartoon and idea and such a cool slant on what you normally see for a holiday movie.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that movie. I love that character, man. He wants better. He wants different. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
The grass is always greener, but is it?
But Christmas is the opposite of Halloween.
Yes.
So that's that grass is greener thing. And when he sees it for the first time, you'd want to change
100%.
That's right.
So I go Jack, A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, my number 3, and we've spoken about this man many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
We love this man.
Santa Claus.
He's great, but not in this case. I'm actually taking a bad guy, and this is a Christmas movie. It's not up for debate, and I'll even give you a line where he says
You going Hans Gruber?
You're damn straight I'm going Hans Gruber.
But you said Christmas.
He looks at Theo dead in the face. It's Christmas, Theo. It's the time for miracles. It is a Christmas movie. He even has a gun taped to his back with holiday tape.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas party taking place at the Nakatomi Plaza.
I have no problem with it being a Christmas. I have no problem with that. I misunderstood that. I thought we were going for actual Christmas.
If I would have been too detailed, you would have taken Hans Gruber the way you took Bill Murray, man.
Yeah.
I can't just let you have at it.
So then I can just take John McClane.
If you want, but I think Gruber's cooler than John McClane.
What?
Yeah. I think he's better than Darth Vader. I think Hans Gruber's the greatest villain in the history of cinema.
It's pretty great.
I'm telling you, and I've thought about. We've done lists on this before.
Yep.
There's no one better. Like Darth Vader, at the end of the day, is a good guy.
Yeah.
So he can't be number 1.
Yeah.
Hans Gruber stays evil to the very bitter end. Just ask the sexy assassin.
Well, then for me,
You're going McClane.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm going Randy Quaid from Christmas Vacation. Shitter's full. Man, as long as we're branching out a little bit. I know he's batshit crazy right now, and if you follow him on Twitter, you can see him washing his beard in a river.
Oh, no.
He's out of his fucking mind. But in that movie, come on. I'm going. It's between Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid in that movie, but Randy Quaid for me. And there's a lot of Will Ferrell and Elf.
Yeah, he did a great job. Don't say too many because I haven't said my 4th
All right,
yet.
but I'm going Randy Quaid. Christmas Vacation. Anybody, by the way, who thinks that that Elf is a better movie than Christmas Vacation, I'm going to tell you this with confidence.
They're just way younger than you.
And you don't understand comedy. If you think
Christmas Vacation's really funny.
Now, if you think Elf is a better movie, I disagree. I think it's the singular. I think it's the singular most overrated film ever.
Elf?
Ever. It's fine, but
I'll give you this. I've only seen it once.
yeah, it's fine. And Will Ferrell was at the height of Will Ferrell.
He crushed it.
Crushed, but the movie's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what happened in it.
But don't tell me that it's funnier than Christmas Vacation. Because if you do, I'm going to tell you with confidence. I don't give a fuck. You don't know comedy.
Just the opening scene of Christmas Vacation is funnier than the whole movie of like just the car chase and getting stuck under the lumber truck, and she's like, "Clark, get us out of here!" Well, Jesus Christ, I didn't mean to do this.
If you, I can't.
Because you think I did this on purpose? That's what he said.
I can't look again. Whether you, I'm not going to argue with what's a better movie because that's subjective. You know what's not subjective? What's funnier?
Yo, there is so much shit in
That
Christmas.
fucking squirrel, man. Come on. So, yeah, without a doubt for me.
And we're going to put a tree that size, Griswold. Bend over and I'll show you.
And by the way, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
She was great in that, yeah.
It just shows you, man. I've said this before. She's the Lucille Ball of this generation.
Wow.
She is, because you know what? By the way, you know what Mount Rushmore we're doing next? Oh, I love this. We should do a Mount Rushmore of top 4. I don't know how to word this.
Have I gotten to do my 4th?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Wait, did I?
No, I'll forget, but go ahead.
You're such a dick. I didn't even get to do my 4th.
Do your 4th. You know how we do this.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Hold on. Let me put these glasses on for this.
That's going to make it. What did that change?
These are the glasses I'm
They
wearing.
help you focus?
Yeah.
All right. It is a classic, traditional Christmas movie.
A Wonderful Life?
No, it's a funny one.
Oh.
I'm not picking I've only seen It's a Wonderful Life once with my mom, and it sucked.
Jimmy Stewart.
I couldn't stand it. I was like 7. I was like, this is boring as hell.
This is bunk. Why is it in black and
I wanted
white?
to watch G.I. Joe, man.
Yeah.
All right. It is the father from A Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah, man.
When she breaks that lamp, the leg lamp, and he accuses her of being jealous. And the look on his face.
Yeah.
When he glues it back together and it's like 90% done, it just collapses again. And when he tries to fix the furnace and he's just, fucking son of a pie, just cursing his lights. That guy's a old school actor, and they were blessed to have him in that movie. And I loved him. I've seen the movie a million times like everyone else, and he killed it, and I love it. When they get to the Chinese restaurant at the very end, and they bring out the goose or the duck, the Peking duck, but they leave the head on it, and he's like, could you, and they're like, problem? Is there a problem? And he's like, well, it's still smiling. And then they just chop the head off. I love that. So that's my 4th, dude.
Well, listen, dude. Hanukkah started.
2 days in, right? 2 days.
I have not lit the lights yet.
Get them going, bro.
We're going to kindle them up when the kids come over, you know?
Okay.
And we're having some people over. We're doing a little something in the new place. And it's exciting, man. I'm excited for 2020 to readjust. This isn't the New Year's one. That'll be the next one.
That's right.
But I'm looking forward to adjusting some shit that we'll get into next week.
You'll be the shit adjuster.
The adjuster?
If it's shit adjuster, we could sell it like CBS. Shit adjuster, Sundays at 9. That's a crappy spot, but
Sundays at 9?
it'd be tough to.
Yeah, but you can stay there for a long time because nobody's expecting anything.
Low expectations, Sunday at 9.
I've decided that that's the best way to go through life.
Sunday at 9?
No, yeah, just so nobody low expectations. Because then I like when people think I'm stupid. You know why? They don't expect shit from me.
And then when you do, they're like, wow, that's amazing.
Guys, happy holidays. And by the way, I'm a Jew who says Merry Christmas. I don't understand the Merry Christmas situation.
I'm not trying to make you convert to Christianity. I'm just trying to say, hey, I hope you have fun while you're not working.
Yeah. By the way,
that's all. And if it is somebody who's saying, convert to Christianity, just punch them in the mouth.
By the way, the other thing is to you people who do get, and I don't. I think Merry Christmas just means have a great season, right?
Yeah, it means party on, Wayne.
But I will tell you something. It's an interesting social experiment because just to see what people say, I say Happy Hanukkah to people, and they're like, well, I'm not Jewish.
Why do people trip out?
And I'm like, I go, but if you had said Merry Christmas to me and I had said I'm not, right?
They'd be like, oh, well, I just mean have a great day.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
right, so me too.
Just everybody.
You could wish me a Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, bro.
Thanks, bro. You too. Oh, Santa Claus. Male, female, or gender neutral? Which one are you?
Are you fucking it's male? Male.
He's based off an actual saint that was a dude.
And you know what?
Y'all have to do a little research before you go, I want one for me too.
No, man. He needs a beard. He needs that jolly.
He was a real guy. He was an actual dude who was sainted.
Fucking
based
dummies.
off a German dude.
That's dumb.
With a beard.
The people mad about people saying did you see that Whitney Cummings got reported to HR on her show last year because she said Merry Christmas to somebody?
Yeah.
Hey, that person, whoever that is, stay inside, you frail fuck. Stay inside.
It's not a very nice way to end.
Oh, and happy
Christmas.
holidays. Later.
Merry Christmas and